Question from Fayetteville here. It seems like you've been avoiding talking about Arkansas so far this year. Could you be sleeping on us this year, my boy? Maybe. Or maybe I've just been asleep. So there are a ton of what ifs here. There are just a ton of ifs, actually. Now, you know they brought Bobby Petrino back in. Do you know that? Do you know that? It seems to me like with so many different things happening around the sport, sometimes you don't just have the ability to draw in the back of your mind every headline. So some of you may have forgotten, and if you have, or even better, if you just chose to take a little mental break from college football for the last few months, and if you're an Arkansas fan, it would be understandable. After all, this is a baseball school. If you're just now checking back in, it is my privilege, nay, it is my duty and my honor to announce to you that Bobby Petrino is the offensive coordinator at the University of Arkansas. Welcome back, Robert. Okay, allegedly something happened in the past there. I don't know. Look, I mean, who can really trust the internet? And so we don't need to go back down those roads. He specifically doesn't need to go back down those roads. And so the moral of the story is there's a lot of what if tied to Arkansas. And you're asking me if I'm sleeping on them. Well, here's what I've learned. What I've learned is do not get overly optimistic by relying on yeses to all the what ifs. Like, for instance, offensive line was a weakness of this team last year, which is inexcusable if you consider what Sam Pittman's identity should be. If his program's anything, it should be really tough along the line of scrimmage. Well, they weren't last year. Now, the feel around the program, the feel around the fan base could be a lot better. What if they're a lot better? What if number one? What if number two? They went to Boise. They got a transfer quarterback, Taylon Green. What if he just blends seamlessly? It's a perfect match. His skill set, Bobby Petrino's offense. That's something I could see. Wide receiver group shouldn't be terrible this year either. Tight end group's one of the best in the conference. So you got weaponry around you. Running back's not bad either. What if we get Dan Enos out of there, and even though KJ Jefferson was an institution around Fayetteville, what if secretly we kind of upgraded when we combined this guy with the new guy calling the shots offensively? Hey, I'm willing to entertain that. What if, and you notice it just keeps on going, what if turnover luck goes our way this year? What if injury luck goes our way this year? Well, if all of that pans out, you could be like an 8 or 9 win team. Do we count on all that panning out is my question. Because you see, the exercise that's sometimes fruitless that fan bases like to participate in, and I do too, is you start asking these questions in a vacuum about one team. You never ask them about other teams. You see, everybody on your schedule has this list of what ifs in their head as well. And some of them are going to get answers in the affirmative. So some of those teams on your schedule are going to end up on the plus side, more so than the minus side of the what if game. And so you're counting on some of those as W's right now, is my point. And they may not be. And conversely, you may not meet all your what if benchmarks. And this is speaking generically because this applies to every team, not just Arkansas. It sounds to me from talking to the fan base, which boy I did over at Hog Sports. In fact, let me just make sure. Arkansas. Yeah, so this thread is 5 pages deep now over on the Arkansas message board. And I don't even know if Trey Biddy's chimed in yet. So imagine, you can't start a fire without a spark. And the spark on that board is Trey Biddy weighing in. I mean, that's like hidden lyrics in the Springsteen song. So it sounds to me, if I'm interpreting the spirit of this thread over here on the board right, it sounds like Arkansas fans want a definitive outcome this year. They want a definitive outcome in a sense that they overachieve. But it seems to me like a lot of you are saying, if we don't get like 8 or 9 wins, we'd rather just bite the bullet and have another bad year, because that doesn't leave anything in doubt as to what should happen. Now, we see this a lot. We see this, we saw it with Brian Harsin in his last year at Auburn. This is actually a tale as old as college football's time. Fan bases getting to the point where they're tired of buying in, and then their buy-in doesn't get rewarded, and they don't want to get hurt again. And so if you're not going to take us well above and beyond 5.5 wins, which, by the way, is the over-under at FanDuel right now for Arkansas. If we're not going well above and beyond that, then let's just hit the under. Let's suck it up. Whatever it takes to make it crystal clear that a move has to be made. I don't like talking like that ever, but I specifically don't like talking about it in March. But that's where we are right now. So no, I'm not sleeping on Arkansas. I don't feel like I have a very good grasp on where the team is right now. How do you really, when you have a new transfer quarterback and a new coordinator, like when you have so much new, who knows what you're going to be? How does Sam Pittman know what they'd be right now? I don't know.